Turbocharged 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, it is time for round number 2 here at the Azerbaijan City Street Circuit in Baku for our F2 Championship, our 2018 F2 Championship. Guys, I know I said it in the previous video, but these cars are so flippin' awesome to drive. They are just loads and loads of fun. Quick word on practice, nothing much. We just basically threw on our F1 Baku setup and just tweaked it a bit to get the best out of the car. So let's head to qualifying.
The drivers have started to settle in over the course of practice, but today it's time to put that learning to the test. Welcome to qualifying here in Azerbaijan.
So we're here in the pit box ready for our F2 qualifying. Guys, quick reminder to follow me on all my social medias to be up to date with everything going on the YouTube channel. I am on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, so go give me a follow. And yeah, guys, into qualifying. Now, as you guys remember from the previous video at the Bahrain GPs, because we have 2 races in F2, not just one at every circuit. Yeah, you guys remember we've got a feature race and a sprint race, and the previous episode in the sprint race I used up all my tires in practice, qualifying and in my feature race, so I had no tires left for my sprint race, and unfortunately I had to retire my car in the sprint race, and I started off this F2 season on a very bad note for my first ever sprint race. So this weekend I literally waited till the very last bit of qualifying, strapped on my only set of super soft tires and then went out. Now guys, I realized that those few tires that they show you on the screen when you are in the pit box, those are all the tires you have for the weekend. You don't have anything more. So you have to save at least one set of your hard tires to actually take to the sprint race. So in the feature race you have to make at least one pit stop. It is very smart to only make one pit stop because then you have a spare tire for the sprint race. So the feature race rules are one mandatory pit stop that you have to make, and you have to use both compounds. In F2 there are not 3 compounds of tire, just 2, a soft and a hard. So it's quite easy. The tires obviously have their specific names, but we're always going to refer to them as the soft and the hard. Here at Baku, the red wall is the soft tire and the white wall is the hard tire. We jump here onto the end of our first lap, guys, and we do a 1 minute 51.7 and find ourselves in P18. Compared to the previous Grand Prix in Bahrain, I qualified P6. That is very, very bad. So let's go for a lap here around the Azerbaijan City Street Circuit. Don't forget to drop a like, guys. That is one of the most important things you can do to help me out. We're achieving our dreams with this channel, and we're going to ascend to the biggest dreams, and one day we are going to overachieve our dreams. I can see it because you guys are an awesome audience. Now guys, heading through this lap, we're at the end of the first sector, heading into the snow. This is the end of the first sector is, I think, yes, there we go. We are up on our time by about just under 3/10 at this stage. Okay, no, just above 2/10. And guys, the thing with the F2 cars are, these cars are not like F1 cars that get substantially quicker at the end of the session. Reason being, these cars are literally exactly the same, and the track evolution does not affect these cars as massively as F1 cars. So literally, and remember, I only have one set of tires, so I'm doing my second lap on the same set of tires which are worn because of the first flying lap. So basically all you have to help you on your final lap is that teeny tiny bit of track evolution. So qualifying in these cars is something completely new to me, and yeah, I didn't expect any of this. This is just, it's so much harder, but at the same time, to me, it's also a new level of fun. It's not that it's better, but it's just new, and I like it. But we're heading down the final straight, guys, opening up the DRS to go to the line, and we are going to qualify in P.
is all set for the race tomorrow, but before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, which are Russell, Albon and Luca Giotto. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the feature race tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. Welcome back to Baku. We're on the edge of the Caspian Sea in a bustling, vibrant capital, which for only the third time plays host to Formula 2. This is not your usual racing circuit. It provides one of the most complete tests for the field. Sector 1 sports a set of 90-degree corners around the block, if you like. Sector 2 gets even tighter with the old city walls. Sector 3 just turns 16 to negotiate, and then 2.2 kilometers flat to the floor, full throttle in 6th gear, all the way to the end. Davide, is there anything we should be looking for in today's race? The teams are all very competitive at the moment, so are we about to witness a push from anyone in particular?
Hi Alex, the team will have been studying everyone else out there very carefully, so I think we are in for a very interesting event today. I can't wait to see how this race unfolds.
And here are the driver grid positions for today's race. George Russell lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Alexander Albon. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Giotto, Tete Camara, Artem Markelov and Makino, Gunter, De Vries, Aitken, Nicholas Latifi, Fuoco, Galeo, Roberto Meri, and Fukuzumi, Delatraz, Maney, Norris, and Dorian Boccalacci. Lorandi and Nico Kari completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Keep your eyes open on the run to turn 1 and keep it clean. We want to come out in one piece. Good luck.
So guys, on the grid, ready for the feature race. Guys, easy one-stop strategy from softs to mediums and nothing fancy. Let's head to the race.
Make sure you get some heat in the brakes as well.
guys on the grid, ready for the feature race here at Azerbaijan. We find ourselves in P17, not the most ideal starting position, but we're going to fight our way as far to the front as we possibly can. 5 red lights and it's go, go, go here for the feature race at Azerbaijan. It's a front row, on the front row it's George Russell and Alexander Albon. Luca Giotto gets himself into P3. I actually remember a few names here, guys, so I might be a little bit better on the names for this episode, but still there's a lot of guys and cars I just can't remember by looking at them in this form. I have to see the name literally on my screen, so still bear with me. I will eventually suss out all the mistakes. Now you guys can see George Russell is leading the way from Alexander Albon. Nothing really exceptional happened for the leaders on the first lap, so we're going to immediately jump back to my start. We head to 5 red lines once again, and we get actually a very good start off of the line. We bog a bit down. Guys, the only way to launch these F2 cars, even with traction control set off, which I drive traction control off, you have to just flat out rev the cars. These cars, they don't have enough power like the F1 cars to actually spin the slicks on half revs. You have to get to press the throttle flat out, or you're just gonna bog down and everybody's gonna go fly past you. So rest in peace valves in the engine. Guys, by the time we hit to the third quarter, we have got ourselves all the way up into P11. And yeah, it's like I said, guys, these cars are a blast to drive, but these cars are literally built to be broken. I think they are built to be driven to the absolute max, and that makes this just so much fun. The last car that we passed was Sean Galale. I think it's a Prima car there, I'm not sure, I can be mistaken. In the comments down below, if you guys know which car Sean Galale drove for last year, please let me know in the comments down below. We're right behind Nicholas Latifi, who is right behind Nick de Vries. Nick de Vries is currently leading the 2019 F2 World Championship, and he's looking like a formidable guy to actually take the championship this year, but that will be seen at the end of the year. We at this stage are now chasing after Nicholas Latifi to get ourselves into the points for the feature race. Guys, something that I forgot to tell you guys in the previous video, I think I forgot to tell you, so if I repeat myself, just bear with me once again. For the feature race, guys, you get normal points like F1. The feature race is for the top 10. And the fastest lap, instead of one bonus point, you get 2. So let's say you win the feature race, you get 25 points. If you had the fastest lap, instead of 26 like in F1, you're going to get 27. Now, in the sprint race, only the top 8 drivers get points. Remember, in the top 8 of the feature race, they are going to get swapped around for the sprint race. So if the guy who finishes first in the feature race will start 8th in the sprint race, you guys catch my drift, and only the top 8 in the sprint race get points, not 9th and 10th. So feature race top 10 get points, sprint race top 8 get points. It's another point system. They get a little bit less, and also I think for the fastest lap there, it's also +2 points. And also, guys, for the car that qualifies on pole position, he gets +4 points. So even qualifying on pole gets you 4 points. So the point system in F2 is a lot different from F1 due to you getting points in qualifying and there being a literal extra race. So I'm gonna have to actually keep my wits about me. But guys, unfortunately, my teammate Sergio Sete Camera has some sort of mechanical issue, and he will not finish this feature race here at Azerbaijan. Sorry, Sergio, hopefully the sprint race is better for you, my friend, but you're going to start dead last, so you're going to have to fight your way all the way up. Guys, we're on to lap 4. Now, guys, talking about this chicane that I literally just went through, that high-speed chicane, guys, I don't know why. I'm driving on max difficulty. That's 110 AI, and for some reason the F2 drivers lift through that chicane. I don't know why. These cars can easily go through there flat out. You just have to have the right line. Just like the F1 cars, if your line is wrong, you're going to hit the wall. But you don't have to lift going through there. So I don't know why they lift through there. Because I go through there flat out, even if my tires get worn eventually. I can go flat out through there, no problem whatsoever. So to be honest, it was quite nice for me because I could catch these guys in the straight and then make easy overtakes like you guys saw while I was talking about the points system of F2. And yeah, it was quite fun to actually catch these guys on a straight line, and with all the F2 cars literally being exactly the same, small differences like that actually make a big difference. Now guys, heading on to the end of lap 5, this is the 2 Russian time cars of Markelov, and I do not know who's his teammate, I can't remember. And actually the teammate, just like Sergio Sette Camera, my teammate, has got some sort of mechanical issue and will not finish the feature race, so he will start P19 in the sprint race. Good luck for him and Sergio Sette Camera. And now his teammate Markelov has got no defense against me, no slipstream, no DRS, and he also lifted through the chicane just like I said previously, and we make one of the easiest moves we've ever made, and we've gotten ourselves from P17 all the way up into P4. Yeah, baby. Heading on to the end of lap 9, guys, the battle for the lead is quite heating up. This is Alexander Albon, and he was fighting with George Russell, who is in the black and red ART car in front. But Alexander Albon was the first guy to duck into the pit lane. And guys, also just a quick word on the pit strategy. I don't know why, but the game had a little bit of a bug, or it glitched on me quite a bit at the start of the race. As I was doing my strategy, I could literally see on the other cars that most of them were on soft tires. As soon as I started the formation lap by pressing X, suddenly all the cars were on mediums. Now I don't know why that is. It's some sort of bug in the coding, so I hope Codemasters really fix that bug. It's the first time I've ever seen it happen, so it's not like a regular occurrence, but it did suck because now everybody was on the exact same strategy, so the race was a lot more boring than I hoped it was going to be. So that's just one bad thing, but there was nothing I could do about it. I have to get these videos out to you guys, and I didn't want to restart because I felt that I was just going to mess it up even more, so I just went through with the race. Now guys, this is Alexander Albon. He was fighting away with one of the pink BWT cars, and heading into the first corner, Albon is going to try and get the undercut done on George Russell. They're going to be nearly side by side as Russell exits the pit lane. Heading into the second corner, he blocks Albon, exceptionally rude there, and now Albon has got DRS as we go down the first back straight, heading into T3, and now it's Albon going side by side with George Russell, who's going to get the move done. Heading into the third corner, Albon on the outside, Russell on the inside. Russell nearly clips the wall, but Albon gets the drive, and he has gotten himself up into P1. Alexander Albon leading the way, but guys, just heading on to the end of that lap, the end of lap 11. Now George Russell is right on the back of Alexander Albon on fresher tires, who I'm sure he heated up by this time. And now, just like Markelov against me, Albon is going to have no defense against Russell, and Russell is going to take back the lead of the feature race here in Azerbaijan. But guys, after this, nothing really interesting happened, I'm going to be quite honest. So we basically just got to jump to the end of the race because literally nothing else happened. I wasn't in any fights. I drove away from the cars behind me, who only caught me on like the final half a lap, and Russell just completely dominated after he overtook Albon. So guys, George Russell is going to win the feature race here at Azerbaijan and will start P8 in the sprint race. Second place is Alexander Albon, and third place Luca Giotto. And guys, coming home in P4, it will be myself driving as Lando Norris in what car am I driving for again? I can't even remember, guys. That's how bad I am with these teams. But guys, an excellent race in Azerbaijan. We take P4 from P17 on the grid. Yeah.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
So as they climb out of the car, the ART team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly deserved win. And Davide Valsecchi, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
I think they kept a cool head. That's why they won today. Smooth, steady, everything bad that happened to them, they handled it calmly and professionally. That's what let them focus on getting the best out everything else. The car, the strategy, they managed to keep out of trouble the whole way around.
To see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Further ahead at the top of the table. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
I have to give it to Lando Norris. Young drivers grow and mature, and it feels like his career took a big step forward today.
On to the teams then. ART moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Campos this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care. And we're back. After yesterday's feature race, the top 8 drivers have been reversed on the grid, setting up some exciting action as we launch into today's event, the sprint race. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion, can we get some insight to what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid?
Ciao Alex, it's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments, there is no doubts about that. Mental strength is the key to remaining calm and focusing on the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive and all of these drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
So guys, on the grid, ready for the sprint race, and no stop, just one set of tires heading to the end. It's going to be who is the best driver. We start from P5 because we ended P4 in the previous race. So now let's see what we can do here in this Azerbaijan sprint race for the final race here at Azerbaijan on the Baku City Street circuit for the F2 cars. I get pinched on the outside by Markelov and we just maintained P5, guys. I really wanted to try and go for a win, but I knew that was going to be easier said than done because 110 AI on F1 2019, as you guys know by this time, are so much harder than last year's 110 AI, which I love. So yeah, in my Carlin car, now we are going to try and mount a move on Markelov. We have a little bit of a peak, but he just parks the car on the apex, and I knew if I went for that, that was just going to be inevitable contact. So we are still in P5. We're just going to try and stay with these guys because, as you guys know, with the previous race, the feature race, these guys lift in the chicane as we head on to the this final stretch here, which you guys just quickly saw there on the left side. So I was just going to stick behind him, defend from Luca Giotto, and make sure I stay on the gearbox of Markelov. So when we get to that part, to try and make a move on him and Fuoco. That's the weirdest name, Fuoco. Guys, I'm struggling to get to grips with the surname. So give me time for the first names. I'll eventually get there. Just give me time. Give me time. So we are heading here, and stuff is looking actually very juicy at this stage. And I really, guys, every time I drive this F2 car, I fall in love with it even more. It just gets more fun. And honestly, I couldn't get enough of this car. It felt amazing every second I drove it. But guys, now heading on to this final part of the track, the flat out sector 3 here at Azerbaijan. And now we're heading flat out through the S with these guys lifting off. Let's slipstream Markelov and try and get Fuoco if we can. We're going to try and size up a double move heading into the first corner. We've got an endless straight, so why not? It's literally a highway if you look at Azerbaijan without the barriers for the race weekend. Now we're headed to the first corner. I go for a move up the outside of Fuoco, but he blocks me off, but I'm around the outside of Markelov. We find ourselves in P4, but can we secure a podium position from Fuoco? He's defending vigorously. I go for a cutback move, but he just gets such a good drive out of the second corner. We fall into the slipstream. No DRS just yet. You guys know that it gets activated on the start of lap 3. Heading on, we're once again on the outside. Fuoco forces us to the outside. There's nowhere we can go. We are still right behind Fuoco, going for another cutback move. You guys can see it. There we go. We get the drive out of the corner. We're side by side with Fuoco, heading to the end of the first sector. There we go. He's on the inside for the chicane. I'm going to try another cutback, but unfortunately that does not work. I bounce the car over the curb. I get the better drive out of the corner. We are still racing here with Fuoco, going into the very tight castle section, but there is nothing we can do. He gives us a little bit of a tap on the side. Come back here, Fuoco. I want to make the move stick. Going through the castle section, guys. We are still right on the gearbox. It looked as if I was pushing him through the castle section. I wasn't, trust me. But I love this racing, but it's frustrating at the same time. I want to be P3! Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I need to make this move stick. I really, really need to. Okay, he goes defensive, heading into my opinion, the final corner of the track. I know it's not the final corner, but it's the final corner you slow down for. So now onto the flat out third sector once again for the end of lap 2. We are battling away for P3 with Fuoco, and now we are going to size up a move, heading down this endless highway, and we are on the outside actually for this move, but I think we're going to get the move done before we even get to the first corner. A little bit of a pinch of salt just to make it, just to rub it in just to rub it in on Fuoco. We get the move done as we head into the first corner, and we have gotten ourselves into a podium position. So at this stage, our sprint race is looking much better than the previous one at Bahrain, where once again we frickin' retired. Ugh. Damn it, I've got to finish on the podium, guys. I have to do this just to give myself a bit of confidence for future sprint races, because the previous one was just, it was atrocious. It was bad. But guys, you guys can see Fuoco, there's nothing he can do about it. Heading on to the end of lap 7, guys. This race was only 11 laps. And at this stage, Markelov was battling away with George Russell. Oh no, I think this is Alex. No, this is Alexander Albon, guys. Sorry, this is Alexander Albon with Russell behind him and Giotto right in front of him, the top 3 of the feature race. And Giotto is coming into the pit lane. Why? Giotto, what are you doing? It's a sprint race, not a feature race. It's actually not just him, guys. There's a lot of cars coming in. So I'm guessing these guys did not save their tires like they were supposed to. And actually, stuff is not looking good for them at this stage. Okay, these guys are officially going to finish the race outside of the points. Yeah, that was a bit of a stupid move in my opinion. But I'm just saying, because you can let even though these cars tire wear are immensely bad, you can still carry these mediums to the end of the race if you drive smart. You guys can see at this stage, Markelov was now on my hiney, on my gearbox in car terms, and he was not leaving me alone. Markelov, leave me alone. Voetzig, sis man, sis, lost my 8. There we go. Guys, I just spoke Afrikaans to say leave me alone. And now, actually, I think this is actually Jack Aitken trying to make a move on the outside of Markelov. Well done. Is that Jack Aitken? Guys, I've got a feeling I just made a very big blooper, a big mistake. Yeah, guys, but now we're heading on to the final lap. Now I have to defend just for one more lap from Markelov and whoever is ahead of him. Oh, please let it be Jack Aitken, otherwise I'm going to feel like a total ninny. Okay, on the final lap, guys, let's see what happens here. Alexander Albon is right behind these guys, and we are heading on to the first back straight here for the final time for the sprint race here at Azerbaijan. And it's actually Luca Giotto behind us, but Luca Giotto pitted. So okay guys, Luca Giotto did not pit. So somebody else behind, well, in that fight pitted. Well, it's Luca Giotto's teammate, because the cars look exactly the same. Like, literally, they look exactly the same. So, whoever pitted was Giotto's teammate, so you guys can understand why I made the mistake. But, heading into the second sector now, guys, we are still defending from Giotto. Behind him is Markelov, and behind Markelov is Alexander Albon, who just came up short in the feature race, just behind George Russell, who is actually also in this fight. So, there's still a lot that can happen as we head to the end of the second sector, guys, through the castle section. You guys can see I am struggling for grip. I get a massive kick of oversteer coming out of the castle section, and now Luca Giotto is going to try and pounce on me. We go through this section, he has to back out of it. We can't go too wide through there, that is just too dangerous. And now Alexander Albon is sizing up a move on Markelov. A massive dive up the outside of Markelov and of Giotto. How did Alexander Albon get the nuts for that? Oh my word, he's got yeah, he's got big balls, guys. I would not have done that. That's a massive dive. It's now Alexander Albon. Because of that, he has held up these guys, and now I'm going to easily finish in P3. And now, who is going to finish P4? Luca Giotto, Alexander Albon, or Markelov? Guys, leave it in the comments down below. Oh no, don't leave it in the comments. Just hit the like. Hit the like. Who's it going to be? Albon, Markelov, or Giotto? I think it's going to be Alexander Albon. And yes, it is Alexander Albon.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Great effort there from Prema to take the victory today. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
Although the Formula 2 cars are all the same spec, the winner just looked better out there. It would have been a combination of getting those tires up to running temperature faster and driving to the condition on track. They made it look easy out there today.
As we look back on a thrilling race here today, we can now see the drivers take their places on the podium. It's a familiar sight by now, as it's another successful F2 win for Prema. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Alexander Albon, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
Oh, there's a lot of options, but my instinct says Nick De Vries, and looking down the field, no one really jumps out at me to change my mind.
And now a look at the team standings. ART have extended their lead over the championship. Meanwhile, Carlin move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. That's it for today's race. From Davide and I, it's goodbye, and we'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
Guys, now you guys realize how fun F2 is. Guys, in the background, this is the highlights of the feature race, not the sprint race. So please enjoy a few very nice slow-mo shots and most of my overtakes. Guys, this was just one hell of an epic video. One hell of an epic Grand Prix. Guys, honestly, I enjoyed this entire weekend, and it was really fun to make this video because it's now the first very complete F2 video. And yeah, man, this was epic to do, and I enjoyed every second of it. So guys, please, if you like the F2 series, leave a like down below. Please comment down below your opinions, guys. I'm always open to opinions on ideas for future videos. And after this race, we're actually going to jump back on F1 career mode, after you guys are going to get a little bit of dirt and GT Sport content as well. So yeah, this was amazing, and I really hope, I can't wait for the update where they bring in the 2019 F2 cars, because then it's going to be more in my wheelhouse, because I know that the driver's a bit better, I know the car's a bit better, and I'm really looking forward just to that update where they bring in the 2019 F2 cars. But guys, that has been this video, and guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this just as much as I did. I understand you guys did not physically do the racing, but like I said in one of my previous F1 videos, guys, I live myself into this more than most people, and I hope you guys can really feel and see the passion that I put into this, and just how much passion I have for what I do. And to make content for you guys is truly a dream come true for me. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, hit the subscribe, don't forget to ding the bell. Also, don't forget to share the video, and I'll see y'all for the next video. Cheers!